QJ Motor SRT 700 SX, a new adventure touring bike in the 1000 PS fleet, and of course I had to put it straight to the test on the brutal proving grounds of our 1000 PS hot lap videos. So where does it land, this new QJ Motor adventure bike? Where does it fit into our lap time leaderboard? I've ridden over 120 bikes here in Bad Fischau on the supermoto track. Over 120 bikes have had to prove how good they really are, setting a decent lap time within 10 laps, pushing their full potential on tight terrain within those 10 laps. Let's get straight into it. I hopped on the bike, and what immediately stands out, especially for taller riders, and this is often the case with Asian adventure bikes, is that you're quite integrated into the bike. Meaning, even though it's an adventure touring model, your knees are bent at a sharper angle and you feel very much seated inside the bike. That also means you don't get a great sense of the front end. It feels a bit disconnected up there. On the flip side, what you get is a very approachable package overall, and despite it being a big, hefty bike, you still manage a fairly low seat height. If you take a look at the cockpit setup, it's a bit of a sensory overload. Heated seat, heated grips, a massive display up front, so definitely a bike from the big leagues, just with that lower seating position. How does that translate in real-world riding? Due to these strict emissions regulations, a lot of bikes nowadays respond a bit oddly to throttle input. When you first crack the throttle open just those first few degrees, some engines feel too lean. That's the case here too. So when you're leaned over in a corner and start to get back on the throttle, there's a slight delay. Riders with a more sensitive touch will definitely notice. It's not perfect, but it's certainly not bad either. No harsh criticism here, but it's not flawless. What's definitely encouraging, and where I think some of the premium brands, the more expensive ones, could take note: Brembo brakes, Metzeler tires, and proper wiring throughout. So yes, we've got high quality components here, but in practice, they were set up a bit too conservatively, and the bike didn't quite make the most of what this good hardware is capable of. From my point of view, the ABS is tuned far too cautiously. I kept noticing that the system intervened too early, which meant I couldn't fully take advantage of the excellent braking components. I can absolutely imagine this being an issue on rough alpine tarmac, especially for those who like to brake a bit more aggressively. It's a shame when a small electronics issue holds back what's otherwise solid hardware. What I did really like, though, was that I quickly built up trust in the bike. I was able to find the right line fairly precisely, not perfectly, because that feeling for the front end still wasn't 100% there, but definitely better than with a lot of other adventure bikes in this price range. Then you run into this issue with the center stand. Now, normally you're glad when a bike comes with one, but if you're riding sportier, it quickly becomes annoying. It touches down again and again. Luckily it gives way, so it's not dangerous, but yeah, it's annoying. It's mounted in such a way that it hangs a bit too low, and that restricts the lean angle of what is otherwise a pretty capable machine. Other than that, you do feel like you're on a proper grown-up, well-built bike. Maybe that's partly thanks to the chunky TFT screen, Or maybe the branding gives you that impression, but it really is a large, fully fledged touring machine. And with it, I think I was able to carry quite decent corner speeds too. The bike stays stable, the frame is properly sized and well built. Now, the brand itself might not mean much to most riders in Europe, but if you were expecting some kind of budget product, you'll be pleasantly surprised. This is a real adventure touring bike, a full-on machine you can ride with some spirit. I'm pretty sure this bike will earn a respectable spot in our leaderboard. That's thanks to the quality tires that are fitted and the fact that the whole package is genuinely usable in the real world, except for that one drawback where the ABS is just tuned too conservatively. I'm curious what you think. Are you open-minded about it? Is this a respectable new entry in the Adventure Bike League, or do we already have enough other options and no one really needs it? Drop your thoughts in the YouTube comments below. Your input really makes our videos better. And of course, most importantly, if any of you already own or ride one, post your long-term experiences below. Thanks, cheers and goodbye. See you next time on 1000 PS TV.